channel. I'd like to thank everybody for coming to the channel, liking, subscribing, leaving your comments, whether positive or negative. Much love and much respect to everybody out there, man. You know, we're here to have a conversation about the madness from yesterday, live and whatnot. Here to warn people about a few things. You know what I mean? All the YouTubers, things like that. Y'all know my disclaimer. I'm not a pastor, preacher. I don't hold any type of office in the church, so please do not lay claims of those titles on me. We're not here to violate any type of community guidelines, any type of copyright infringement at all. Shout out to everybody who's going to catch this live now, those who are going to catch it in the middle, and those who are going to catch it when it uploads to YouTube. Shout out to everybody on this afternoon. What up, what up, what up? Hey, Simple Fair, you funny, man. Let me go back up to the comments. Shout out to Courtney M. Hope all is well with you. Hope all is well with everybody out here. You know what I mean? Upon this afternoon. Courtney M, shout out to you. What's up to Nicole Martin? Jeremy Dunbar. Hope all is well. He says, how long was that guy on there? You talking about, who were you talking about at Jeremy? What are you talking about? If you're talking about the first perpetrator, I gotta look at my timestamps. So that incident happened around timestamp. Well, it's edited right now. You know what I mean? Thankfully, I always take my laptop to work, and I can work from there. I go work at work. So the timestamp was 1806 to about 2033. I removed that. You understand? That I removed. You know? He says, I don't want to go back. Ask Tony. Yo, y'all hilarious. Henry Ross says, these Skittles community have got to, I'm so tired of them skittling. It's getting gross and more disgusting, sickening. Well, my thing is, honestly, with that incident, I think it's somebody who's frequently on here, but they don't really say anything. It could be somebody who's been on here who don't say anything anymore. We've seen certain situations, you know, that was very strange and very weird. You got individuals out here that, you know, play the background a lot. Remember, when people commenting in the chat room, it's only like maybe 20%, 20% of the people that's on the live that's talking. The rest is in the background. So there's way more people in the background than people chatting in the chat room. You understand? So I kind of have a feeling who it is. You know what I mean? It could be the stalker. It could be that stalker or whatever the case may be. And they know who's the common people in the chat room. There's no way in the world could be a random person from Iowa or something like that, and they just pick out Rebel Eric out of the whole bunch. You understand that? They're going to pick out somebody who's common because the person who probably did it, they know who the common people are at the end of the day. You understand? And it just so happened that Rebel Eric was on there at that time. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of sick people out there, and it's a sad thing that it could be a so-called Christian who done that, who used his name, who forged his name and whatnot. You understand? So here we are, we thinking that, you know, it was Rebel Eric. We thought it was him because every time you come on the StreamYard, you see somebody's picture. So what the person did was use his picture in his name at the end of the day. And once we brought him up, and that's when that thing occurred, and what have you. Now, I mean, listen, honestly, I thought it was a glitch. I thought, you know, I was dreaming, but we quickly got him off at the end of the day. You understand? So the thing about that is, now I had to wait 12 hours to edit my video. You understand? On YouTube and whatnot. That was the hard part. Waiting for the 12 hours to come up. Any other time, I could edit a video right away, the way I want to. But now that video, I literally waited 12 hours. You understand that? I'm at work. I know I ended the live around 10:36 p.m. I'm at work today. It's 10:30 a.m. I'm checking. I wouldn't leave the truck. I know I was done with my route and everything, but I'm still in my truck checking. I'm checking, and finally, around the 10:38 a.m., I could edit my video how I want it and whatnot, and we was able to get it removed because what they'll do, they'll put stuff like that up there, and then they go run to YouTube to try to get you a flag or something like that. They'll make it seem like you did that, but that's not gonna work. You understand? But I have a slight feeling upon who it is, and if Brother Hayes is on here, he know what I'm talking about. All right, what's up to DJ Grant? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. What's up to Shelly Moss? DJ Grant says I need all y'all prayers all the time. He says I missed TNT news last night. I gotta try to try and catch it. I caught it last night. You know what I mean? It's cool, man. It was alright to play the background, and what have you, listening and join the chat room. It's pretty funny, man. It's pretty fun. At the end of the day, also a lot of knowledge up there, a lot of intellectual and a lot of good conversation, for sure. Mature conversation, mature. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, So I'm glad I caught it for sure. All right, Sheldon Moore says, please keep me in your thoughts as I took a fall and suspect that I may have broken a piece of metal in my knee. Wow, for sure. We'll do on the prayers. Gino P says, I was able to watch the rewind of yesterday's episode. Boy was chiefing like he was on some hip-hop platform. He must have not known what we stand for. Nah, no. And I didn't want to come at him like that, you understand? Even, certain individuals, when they came into church, or, even when Gino had an interview with those ex-cons and whatnot, so one of them used profanity. Listen, Gino ain't say nothing. You know what I mean? You don't jump quickly at a person. We know we got the editing. I edited that part out of him smoking. That's going too. So it was 2 parts I took out. You know what I mean? The Skittles portion and the weed man at the end of the day. So that's what I did. You know what I mean? But it's good that he came on there, and hopefully he come back. You understand that? And then over time, listen, people can see what the channel's about. They can see the truth of goes and stuff like that. Because I'm pretty sure some individuals in the chat room probably tried to stone him, and yet they stay blowing weed themselves. Yet you go into the CBD store, whatever you call that. You know what I mean? Some people still got them brownie bars with marijuana in it. You know what I mean? I think it was a program. I don't know if y'all remember. It was a Truth of God program, and I think it was a dude behind Gino in the seats, but he had braids, and people in the chat room would just kept talking about it, giving the scriptures on 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Sometimes people need to chill out. Chill out. You understand? If Gino allowed the man to sit behind him and he got braids, relax. You understand? Obviously, he set him up there for a reason. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Listen, a lot of us are still struggling with a lot of things. You understand? A lot of us. So I remember that program. I think he was in the Bronx or something like that. And he was in like was it at Lehman College? In the auditorium, something like that. And it was a kid behind Gino with braids. That was sad, man. That was sad to see so-called Christians talk about that young kid like that just because he had braids. Like, relax. You understand that? Even I had braids before. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure Gino spoke to him about that and stuff like that. And Gino wouldn't sit somebody behind him like that for no reason. It had to be for a reason. You understand? We can't jump down the necks of people just because they got braids, they smoking weed, they're drinking, or whatever the case may be. Give a person time. A lot of people still struggling with things in general. Give a person, it's cool to joke. It's cool to joke, that's fine and dandy. You know what I mean? But some people would just take things overboard as if it didn't take them time to get over some struggles at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So, but he with some sense. For a young kid to be blowing some, whatever he was blowing, the kid was talking with some sense. He had more sense than some of these so-called Christians on here. He was more so common than some of these so-called Christians who come on here and just yap their gums. That's sad, man. That the weed man was more righteous in conversation than a lot of these people out there who are so-called Christians. The weed man. Ain't that something? Wow. But I took that part out of him smoking. That part is gone. You know what I mean? He says, what did I miss with the skills community? You don't want to know. You don't want to know, brother. You don't want to know. You understand? You don't want to know. You know? Yeah, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. So you might, if you seen the video, you probably seen the edit version. Whereas though I once I got the opportunity to edit it out after the 12 hours YouTube gave me, it was gone. It was gone. Thanks be to God for that. Courtney M said, G-Swole is a hilarious person, by the way. What up, TNT? Shout out to you. TNT said you had some gems you dropped on the very first episode. Gino, I finally chopped them up. You said today, most appreciated for coming through and being my very first guest. Cool, cool. What up to Simple Faith? Shout out to you. What's up to Ernest Beard? He said, you my boxing pastor, bro. You funny. He said, boxing pastor. Prodigal Son said, madness, I missed it. Listen, if you ain't see it, you don't want to know what it was about. You know what I mean? I'm glad it was overnight, though. Whereas though majority of people would sleep, or whatever the case may be, and I had a little leverage and time to remove that type of stuff, for sure. All right? But that was just nasty at the end of the day. You understand? For people to call themselves Christians, like I said, I have a slight feeling upon who it was. Just a slight. I don't want to make any type of heavy assumptions or anything like that. But the strange things that was happening before my other channel, or when people text my phone and stuff like that, it was always, a high percentage was always tied to this one person and his group of people. You understand? What's up to OC? Shout out to you. Simple Faith, he said, what happened? What's up to Tanya Bond? Hopefully all is well. He said the stalker. I mean, the stalker, you know, he's from the Skittles community, so I wouldn't put it past him at the end of the day. I wouldn't put it past him. When I guess I caught wind of his name, I think his channel was deleted now. You understand that? The shim, the he had a bunch of foolishness on his channel. I mean, I know that some people don't deserve for their YouTube channel to be removed and terminated, but I do agree with YouTube. I'm glad that they removed his channel. I'm glad. I'm glad that they terminated it, they removed it. I'm glad for that. You understand that? Because the type of nonsense that shim, that cross-dressing Tootsie Roll fruitcake that he had up there, I'm glad that they removed that garbage. You understand? So it could be him, because I got an email last week. I got an email last week. Let me see if I can show it. I got an email from on my Daily Motion. I don't be on Daily Motion like that, but they try to report the video that we put out about the man in the dress on my Daily Motion account. You understand? I mean, Daily Motion ain't really nothing. So I have a slight feeling that could be that dude in the dress doing that. All right? Terrence says, Green is good people. What I missed because I didn't tune in yesterday. You don't want to know. DJ Grant says, that isn't no Christian. That's a opposer. They for sure need to get right with the Lord, brother. Is there a way to screen people video before they come on? No. I told what he did. For example, let's just say your picture, right? You got your picture on StreamYard. Somebody could take that picture, use that on the StreamYard, whatever the case may be, if they got the link. You know, use your name and come on as if it's you. And then have that picture up on the screen and we think it's you. And then next thing you know, if we talking and not paying attention, he put that up there as far as like what that activity that whoever that person was doing. You understand? So it's really no way, because some people who want to come on, they not tech savvy or whatever the case may be, or they don't want to be on camera. So that's why we be kind of utilizing in general, sending a link to only selected people. You understand? But yesterday was an in general type of conversation. You know? All right. Mercy Carr, what up? Shout out to you. Henry Ross said, didn't PJ speak on something like this before, saying while he was preaching there was some corn on the screen? What program was that when speaking on this? I'm not sure. But you got people who hack. You got people who probably is who know the passwords and stuff like that. You think folks is trustworthy? I'm not putting nothing out there in the air, but sometimes it could be people that probably is close to you that's doing it. Make it seem like it's not them at the end of the day, But I can't remember that one. All right, unless you're talking about when the Truth of God YouTube channel got hacked or whatever the case may be, and they were showing like Tesla. You know what I mean? They had like something like Tesla on it or something like that. All right. Gino P said there was a rainbow part in the episode. I only watched partially. Shelly Moore says, not me, because I'm working on stopping the medical marijuana program that my doctor put me on 15 years ago. Okay, that's understandable. I'm not talking about, more so about you or anything like that. You know what I mean? All right. What's up to Khadijah Reeves, another one of my channel moderators. Shout out to you. Hope all is well with you. Hope all is well. Let's see. Can you say congratulations? All right. Where we at? What's up to Fleming? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. I'm like kind of backed up in his comments. DJ Grant says, when that stuff came up, I thought it was a glitch or something. I was like, whoa, man, I can't believe this is going on, and shook my head. It's crazy, man. But the whole thing about it is folks want to get your channel deleted and terminated. You understand that? And one thing YouTube don't allow is pornography. You understand? So like I said, I already know the play with a lot of individuals. You know what I mean? It's just that YouTube took forever to give me a chance to edit it. 12 hours. You know what I mean? A high percentage of my videos I could edit like right away. Why that video I had to wait 12 hours to edit? I don't get it. You understand that? But we glad we got it off. All right. Mr. Wayne Smith says, I'm not defending that topic or believe you can enter heaven in your sin. But you said that though, man. You got to text me, man. Because yesterday you said that a person can enter into heaven in their sin. You know what I mean? So if you don't agree with that, like you mentioned yesterday, then it's like there's no purpose of talking about that. You know what I mean? Because that's what you said yesterday. And when I asked you if a person, is saved and stuff like that, and they're in the bed and they make a mistake and they have intercourse with just a random female or whatever the case may be, in fornication, you said, and I said if they die right there, you said yes, they can enter in. You know what I mean? You said that. All right? So let me know. Express says my brother Florida native is more real than so-called Christians. I agree. I agree for sure. I appreciate that at TNT. Not a problem. Whenever I get a chance, to come on, your platform, will do. Nicole Martin says, we spoke up a trip and I'm not going to remove him like you told me. Where we at? What's up to oh, Henry Ross says, what's going on with them pretenders? It's a lot of them. You said it was Murray's boys. We already know they was trying to get you demonetized. Well, well, I'm not concerned about that too much as far as like demonetized, But I'm glad that YouTube sees our channel as positive. You know what I mean? And they give us an opportunity to edit. So if somebody was to report the video, YouTube would give you maybe like 72 hours to edit it right away. You understand? They will give you opportunity if the person was to report it and if it went through to YouTube. So if that was the case, YouTube gives 3 days anyway to edit it. But me, I wanted to remove it like right away. He says either them or Bert and Ernie from Canada. I think is What's up to Matthew? Shout out to you. He said, are they calling the alphabet group community Skittles now? Absolutely. TNT says we have to call them Skittles so they don't get in trouble with YouTube, sister. Absolutely. YouTube channels who speak against them, they use Skittles, Starburst, Alphabet Community, or any other names they come up with. You know what I mean? Because they know that that group is a protected group on YouTube. So we over here, we use Skittles. Sometimes I say Starburst. You know what I mean? All right. Real one. I'm not gonna read that. You understand that? But I see your comment at Real One. I'm talking about the weed man also at Real One. You know what I mean? So we had to remove that. Okay, he says I couldn't believe my eyes. It took a while to really see what I was seeing. I couldn't believe it. Well, just like the rest of us. But what it looked like was somebody had their camera phone or their camera facing a porno, not an actual person. I mean, you can see the pexels. You know what I mean? If you look at a picture, if you zoom clearly in the picture, you see little square boxes and whatnot. And you could tell the difference between if it's a person live or a person got their camera to a TV or a picture or something like that. You know what I mean? But, folks are going to try to do anything to try to get you taken off course, But we know how to remain professional under any type of pressure on any given day. You understand? We still kept the show going. You understand? That didn't throw us off from talking about the topic at hand, and whatnot. I'm pretty sure that person is watching right now. They tuning in, probably laughing. You know what I mean? You're probably laughing back there. Patrick T said the same thing happened to Side Netta channel about 10 minutes ahead of yours. They used Captain T picture to get in. That's what I had to do. I had to message Side Netta. I wanted to ask him about that. I wanted to ask Side Netta about that situation. I'm gonna ask Cap too. You know what I mean? So of course it's somebody who watches the debate circuit. I mean, it's common sense, right? If they're going on Side Netta, right, who does debates and biblical discussions, if they're using Captain Tazariak pictures and stuff like that, who does debates, who does discussions, if they come on our channel or channels, whatever the case may be, who does discussion and who does debates, it's somebody familiar with the platform. That is so easy to solve. You know what I mean? So somebody made themselves so obvious. That was just so obvious. It's not a random Joe Schmo. You know what I mean? It got to be somebody who was on the platform before. You know what I mean? And Hayes, I think it may be that person. I think it may be that person. You understand? If you know what I'm talking about. All right? Who I'm talking about. What's up to number 33, the truth of the gospel. I see here's Matthew. What up? Shelly Moore says, I'm really glad that I came across your channels because I'm learning so much about people, faith. Wonderful, wonderful. Glad you did. You know, it's good to hear that for sure. Thanks be to God. In general, definitely appreciate that. For sure. You said, didn't you say his name was Jake? So yes. So when we clicked him off, like that split second, I saw the name Jake. That's that quick split second. When we removed them and I kicked them out, it showed the person's name. You understand that? Jake. So I had Rebel Eric up there, but when I removed him, it said Jake on it. You know? But I don't even think that's the person's name, Jake. I don't even think that. You know? Henry Ross says, so pornography isn't allowed, but it's a lot of that with them Skittles community. He says social media are hypocrites. Absolutely. Especially with the music videos and whatnot. You know what I mean? That's sad and sick. You know, not that I'm condoning any type of, you said pornography. That's a funny word right there, man. You said pornography. He said there's corn on YouTube. Prodigal son. Well, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't watch that stuff. I have no interest in it. You know what I mean? I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in fantasy. You understand? Watching the Peep Show. You know what I mean? Folks watching, what is that? OnlyFans. Paying $100 to see a woman picture. For what? For what? I could keep my money. You know what I mean? If push comes to shove, listen, I want the real thing. Never mind looking at it. Let's keep it real. You know? So I don't have no interest, or never had interest in too much interest in pornography or whatever you want to call it. You understand that? Not that we condone fornication or adultery or anything like that, but I'm being a realist. I don't got time to watch it. I don't got time to look at a picture. Oh, wow. Ooh. No. You understand? No way. Not at all. All right? Jeremy Dunbar said, I had someone write an email to someone to pretend, to someone to pretend to be me. He said I wouldn't debate anymore. It's wild, bro. Wow. Wow. I told you that it might be tied to the same person. Like I said, Hayes know who I'm talking about. This person is very strange. You understand? And I wouldn't put it past him that he would do something like that. I'm telling you, there's some sick people out here, man. Sick. You know? Right? Shelly Mars says, I appreciate your straightforwardness, which is one of the things I like about you. Appreciate that. Thank you for, noticing that. Thank you for being on here. Valor says, you should be concerned about being demonetized. Ain't nobody playing about my money. I don't care about being demonetized. I got demonetized twice already. I don't care. You understand that? It's not really about the money on here at the end of the day. You know what I mean? We got a good rapport with YouTube. I got demonetized for reuse content. You know what I mean? Reuse content. I had an opportunity to take it down, and I didn't. You understand? So that one was my fault. You know what I mean? But as far as like, if somebody put that up on your video, with that, if you get a warning, you get an email. You got 3 days to edit your video. You understand? They don't demonetize you right away. It don't work that way with stuff like that. You know what I mean? They always give you like a warning or something like that first. If you got a good rapport with YouTube, like how we got on this channel, we get a warning. A lot of people have, tried to, flag this channel. You know what I mean? Sometimes we got just a warning or a notice, like somebody try to report this video on YouTube, whatever. You understand? They don't see no faults in it at all. So I'm not really concerned about being demonetized. I don't care about that. You know, if they demonetize, hey, 3 months later, you reapply. Simple as that. You know what I mean? I'm not really concerned about $1. What's much better and more better is encouraging somebody and helping a person out over dollars. I don't care about that. I go outside and do some lift for a couple of hours if that was the case. You understand? But most importantly, the souls of people and helping the people, guiding the people to Christ. Never mind $1. You know what I mean? It's easy to make money. All this stuff, all these resources out here, Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats. You understand? Anybody with a license in the car, you complain about making extra money, you better get out there and do some Lyft. You better get out. It's right there for you. So I'm not concerned about that. I'm not going to boo-hoo over it. When I was on here, my bank account was negative, I don't know, it was a negative in the thousands. Broke, backed up in rent before. You know, didn't complain, didn't cry, didn't beg people for money or nothing. People didn't even know. You understand? But when you stand by and you put your faith and trust in the Lord, you'll get through. You understand that? You'll get through. I didn't beg for not $1 and never will. You understand? So I'm not concerned about being demonetized at the end of the day. 3 months, after 3 months, you reapply. You know what I mean? It used to be, is it 3 months or 6 months now? I think it used to be 30 days. Now they kicked it up to 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. You know, so I've been demonetized twice, I think. Something like that. You know? All right. Wayne Smith says Christ's death is for past, present, and future sin. Okay, man. You got to come on and explain yourself then, man. It's gonna be a good conversation tonight. You know? They talking about corn. Express says, don't worry. He says, while they are doing their foolish stuff, the great God of heaven and earth visit them and their wicked agenda. He says, what is that? He says, crayon community. He said, crayon community. Shelly Moore says, it's like the world cares more about the Skittles than God's people. Wow. It's a good one. Jeremy Dunbar says, greetings to everyone I miss, and God bless you all, for sure. Ah, man. Where am I at? Black Rose. Man, be quiet, man. Sound foolish. All right. What's up to Brenda? Shout out to you. Hope all is well. Appreciate that. Gregory Carter. You says, want to see Brother Chris and Jeremy debate Cap on salvation again. They've learned to not give in to his name calling. I smell a can of whoop scripture next time. Okay. Salvation. Maybe we'll have a part 2 coming soon. Wayne Smith says, so no sin can enter heaven. The topic was, can you lose your salvation? Oh, no, it wasn't, man. Nah, man, it wasn't that. Nah. It wasn't that, man. It wasn't that. No. Listen, if I run this video back the other time, I think I still got that chat room up also. When you said that, man. You know? I'm gonna run that back. I don't remember you saying anything about salvation. You know? I'm gonna see if I can find that video. I think it was like a recap. Unless you want to clear yourself up, man. Because you did not say that. You didn't say anything about salvation, man. I think we already talked about salvation already. DJ Grant says, if people don't like your channel, why would they be so focused on it? Why don't they just not watch it if that's the case? There's a lot of sick people out here. You know, folks can say, oh, I don't like your channel. I hate it. XYZ. But yet they still tune in and watch it. They don't want to see you on YouTube, so that's what they do. They do certain things like that. I don't know. I don't know these folks from a can of paint at all. But this is how it is, I guess. You know, whether it's social media or whatever the case may be. They're just people who are just born and just to hate. That's just in them. You know what I mean? If I wasn't on, guess what? It's gonna be somebody else. Might be C-Rock. If C-Rock wasn't on, encouraging word. If an encouraging word wasn't on, Jayu and Perdido. If he wasn't on, World Made Simple. So they're gonna look for somebody or somebodies to hate on. And then when that person go, listen, let's go to the next person to hate on. This is what a lot of people do. All right. Jose says, what's happening? You says, what happened on yesterday's live? Some editing. Some editing. Thank you. Got this off of Amazon. Patrick T says, has Gino ever preached a sermon against corn? Yes, not a whole sermon, but I got a little bit of it. Let me see if we can find it. I think it might be on the third channel, man. I know I had it, man. He spoke on it just a little bit, man. Not much on it, you know, but we shall see. For sure. I thought I had it, man. Thought I had it for sure. You know. Can't find it no more. Wow. All right. Henry Ross says, what about them girls who does haul videos? It's all on YouTube channels. I don't know what haul videos are. I don't know what that is. I really don't know what that is. Haul videos. You know? All right. Let me see. Nicole Martin says, I'm tired of people coming in here talking crazy. I really want to block them. Oh, man. It's going to be a lot of people coming on here. It's going to be a lot. Every day. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? Even on the Truth of God website. Truth of God YouTube channel. They coming in the comment section. You know what I mean? They just flooding. You know, at the end of the day, as long as they hear that message, you know what I mean? They will be accounted for. But some people, they'll keep coming back, but yet, now they want to get cleansed up at the end of the day. You understand? Because some people on here, some people who listen to the Truth of God, when they first tuned in, they said they hated Gino. They really hated him. You know? And there was a man, remember Gino's mother gave a testimony. There was a man who came into church when he was in the basement, I believe, and pulled a gun out. You understand? And I believe that man got baptized. You understand that? Man wanted to take Gino's life. What Gino say? You know what I mean? Told the man what? He told the man to sit down and shut up and listen or something like that. You're going to do it, just do it. Otherwise, sit down and shut up and listen. You understand? See, folks think saying certain things or doing certain things is going to scare somebody. Don't mean nothing. Pull a gun out, so what? You can only do what God allows. All right, you pull a gun out, so what? Now what? You understand that's supposed to make somebody afraid, or you say certain things on here? I mean, who cares? You know what I mean? The certain things that people say on here, they're going to be accountable for. They are. You know what I mean? People drop dead left and right. You know? I mean, look at Mr. Israel. He left a threat to Gino. Not saying it because he said that he dropped dead. But look at Mr. Israel. Gone. You understand? Listen, let people keep saying certain things. Let them keep having a wicked heart and not want to change over. They think it's sweet. They think it's sweet. You know? They think it's real sweet. Hey, keep saying what you're saying. You know, listen, I ain't gonna be accountable for what folks on here saying as far as like, you know, negative remarks and whatnot, like silly comments and retarded comments and whatnot. Go ahead. You know what I mean? Go ahead. That's on them. They're accountable for that. I forgive any and everybody who come on here saying, you know, crazy stuff. That's just automatic. You know what I mean? An automatic forgiving heart. Lord, I forgive him. Lord, I forgive this person. All right, this person in the comment section, this person in my inbox, this person texting me, playing on my phone, somebody calling me private every day. Every day, private number. 7 in the morning while I'm at work. I spoke in Spanish. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien. You speak in Spanish? Habla español? I mean, you call my phone, so what you want? You know? All right? All right. Appreciate that at Khadijah Reeves. Appreciate that. Thank you for your support. And thank you for your work on here as you do it moderator. You know what I mean? You know, you do the cooking videos on your channel and whatnot. Shout out to your channel. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody on her channel too. I saw a couple cookers also on there, man. Keep on doing your thing. Keep on, you know, working. Utilize your skill. Utilize your talent. If you're not a cook, you know, play ball, whatever the case may be, utilize it. You know what I mean? All right. Eric says, I've never experienced anything like that before on social media. That was crazy. Well, it happens. You know, people done forged my name. You know, they done made numerous fake profiles. You know what? Hey, whatever. I don't care. You understand? I'm not going to sit here and, oh, man, you know, this person keep making, all these people making fake profiles. Hey, do what you want. I don't care. You understand? Do what you want. You know what I mean? It don't bother me, you know? Because they got to pay for that stuff. Appreciate that. Khadijah Reeves, not a problem. Not a problem at Khadijah Reeves for sure. Grant says, how could you say in God we trust when God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah with all that Skittle stuff? He said, we ain't trying to change it up. Ezekiel says, it's my birthday. Happy birthday. Hope all is well. All right. Grant says, I personally love to be on this channel and love to see these things. It reminds me of the foolishness I was in and to stay away from it. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful for sure. Fleming says, after Google is YouTube, it's the most searched website. So it's unfortunately the new hotspot for scamming and scammers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. You know, and a lot of people fall for the okie doke. I'm already hip to it. I'm already hip to it. People who are common with this channel, they should know me. I remember somebody made a fake profile of me and they was asking people for money and left a overseas number. They was leaving an overseas number, a long essay, asking for money, and somebody who was common with the channel, the first channel, he said, Tony, are you asking people for money? Now, why would you ask me that silly question? Am I from Africa? What I look like giving you an African number? You know what I mean? Use your common sense. So some people should know better. You know, you got to recognize a scammer. I don't go around leaving comments asking for money. Never did and never will, ever. You understand that? If I got to go get some extra money, I'm going outside and doing some lift. Simple as that. Got to go work. You know what I mean? Go work. At the end of the day. You know what I mean? I don't need to beg for money. I mean, if people happen to bless me with some money, hey, fine. All right, cool. Thank you. Let's move on with some more conversations. You know? But as far as like for money, no. You understand that? No. What's up to Beverly Palmer? Shout out to you. Appreciate that. At Flemings. Courtney M says some absolutely have to be blocked for foul language community guidelines. Well, like this is a hip hop site or hip hop YouTube channel. So they're gonna come in with their, second nature of cursing and whatnot. It's like second nature to them. You know what I mean? But my thing is for the folks who's playing rap music and complaining about it. You know what I mean? Look at the beam of your own eye. Clear the speck from your own eye before you look at the beam of somebody else's. That's the thing right there with certain individuals. Like I said, I went on. I check out some people's social medias. When they playlists on YouTube. I check them out. Oh, look at this person. This person talking about this person cursing, but man, they got filthy rap music up there. Really? You understand? Some folks need to cut it out, man. I mean, if a person come in here, they don't know better than if they curse, all right, cool, fine. You understand that? I was one of the worst profanity users. You know what I mean? My mouth wasn't always clean as far as like the usage of words. It was F this and F that and S this and S that. You know what I mean? Now, I don't use profanity anymore. You understand? I don't use it anymore. So I can't persecute somebody to the extent of, okay, sometimes I hear it and I don't say anything. All right, cool, fine. Maybe if they keep coming back and they keep hearing, us talking and stuff like that, they'll clean it up. They clean it up. Sometimes it's not what you say to a person, it's how your actions are in general. That person going to see, wow, man, this guy never cursed. This guy never talk about smoking weed. Guy never talk about drinking. You know what I mean? And they'll see that. You just never know. And then we push them to, God sent preachers or those on here who are preachers who follow the scriptures. You know what I mean? It's encouragement to them. Because we're going to have smokers on here who come on here. You're going to have people who curse or people who got rap music and stuff like that. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? Not everybody's a saint who jump on here. Remember, it's over 7.9 billion people in this world. You know what I mean? That's a lot of people. You know what I mean? And we don't even get 1% of that jumping on here every day. It's a good amount of people for this size of a channel. But one has to understand, everybody's not a saint who come on here. It's random people that come on here. They popping in and out every minute, different people. Just because it may say, 58 people on here, right? One person could leave and one person could come in all at the same time within 1 minute, and the number don't change. You know what I mean? All right. Jeremy Dunbar says, the bigger the channel gets, the more haters and heathens will come. Thank you all for your comments and keep coming. Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely appreciate that at Mr. Dunbar. Patrick T says, I found you a female preacher to come on your show and defend female preachers. Well, send her my number. Tell her to text me. We can set this thing up. She come on here and, try to justify herself preaching, or that woman can preach. You know what I mean? DJ Grant says, Gino told the man, if you're going to use it, use it. If not, sit down and listen to the message. Wonderful. You know what I mean? And that's how it is. You know what I mean? Why? Because, man, listen, you can only do what God allows. You know what I mean? You never know. Folks have shot and guns at people. You know what I mean? And depending on the bullet, It depends on the bullet. Mostly bullets that go straight through, it's like for target practice. You don't want that for home protection because it can go through the walls, right? So people will use those type of bullets, right? Whereas though it could ricochet off of things. I think the hollow point bullets, when they hit something, it explodes. So bullets have ricocheted off of, things like metal and stuff like that, and came back and hit the suspect. And the suspect dies. Ain't that something? You know what I mean? Karma. Instant karma. Reeves says, I do grocery shopping hauls every week. What's wrong with that? Oh, that's what that is? I didn't know that. That's cool. I mean, people do shopping hauls and, doing hair, cutting hair and cooking, how to decorate a house, how to fix up a house, architect, doctors, that's fun. That's cool. I don't see, me personally, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Now, we talking about pornography and things that's contrary to the word and wicked stuff, then nah. I don't see nothing wrong with shopping. But a lot of people like watching those shopping videos. It's like a lot of kids like watching Ryan toys. A kid who just go out and, play with toys. Hey, business is business. If people like watching that, then hey, make your money, little man. Do your thing, Listen, hey, I don't see anything wicked with that. If I'm going to a toy store and I'm giving the reviews on it, or if I'm going to the store and giving reviews on Powerade, on Pepsi. You understand? Remember, it's 7.9 billion people, a little bit over. A lot of people find things interesting. Like some people like watching people eat. You understand? Some people like watching people drink juice. Hey, if that's your business, then hey, if a person can make money over that, fine, do your thing. It's a business. Be surprised. Fleming says, now you know how I feel in blocking these trolls. It's 1 hour 18 on your timeline yesterday. 1 hour 18 minutes. So you said 1 hour and 18 minutes. And this is from the recap. So I'm gonna go to it right now, and whatnot at Wayne, very briefly. Very, very briefly. You says 1 hour and 18 minutes. So we're gonna check out right quick Mr. Wayne Smith. All right, so you wrote Ephesians 4:30. I'm looking at that right now. You said, what do you stand before Jesus for your sin or reward? That's what I see, sir. That's what I see, sir. I don't see anything on salvation. You know what I mean? You ask also, you says, have you sinned since you've been saved? You says, how can a person lose their salvation? Well, the reason why you came to that, because I believe I asked that question, right? So if you say how can a person lose their salvation, it almost coincides with the question I have for you, right? If a person is saved, right, and they knocking boots with a prostitute, you know what I mean? Right there, they're in their sin, right? So if he died right there while in that activity, are you telling me he's not going to lose his salvation? That's almost the same thing as can a person enter heaven in their sins. Same thing. Who's been saved? Put that. Who's been saved? I can add that to the thumbnail. All right? So we're going to clear that up. Can a person enter heaven who is saved and still in their sins? Right? Or who committed sin? However you want to put it. Let me know. All right? Fleming says, on other channels, they get blocked for disrespecting the host or the mods. Well, like I said, on this channel, it's a little bit more lax. On the other channel, yes. On the other channel, yes. You know? I mean, I think it's been, the moderator's been, okay. Good, doing good job, good work, and what have you. Y'all blocked a lot of comments, I see. Y'all blocked a lot of comments, and whatnot. Y'all blocked a lot of comments, for surety, that I see. Definitely appreciate that. Appreciate y'all work. But this channel is a little bit more laxed. You know what I mean? In general. But the first channel, of course, you block instantly. Instantly. What's up, Mitchell? He says, can a bishop... What? Can Bishop Wooden ban someone from church for life? Here's the video link. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, Fleming says, people disturbing the lives need discipline, usher them out. And PJ's voice. Disrupting the live. Now, the situation that we saw, yes, I do agree. I do agree that person, but here's the thing, that with that person may have not said anything in the chat room. They just probably clicked the link right away. Have us thinking that was Rebel Eric. People like that, yes, if we catch them. What is that? Leak with the Yabo. Rebel Ever says, that's a fact. DoorDash is right there if you need it. Absolutely. Matthew says, I was doing DoorDash and the customer got upset about the food being delivered in the rain and they reported me and I got banned. People these days. Wow. Wow. I mean, hey, there's always Uber Eats, Uber, Lyft. I don't do the food thing. I did Lyft. You know what I mean? Lyft, pretty simple, pretty easy. When I needed to do it. Greg Carter says, I know this is off topic, but did I hear you say you stopped listening to Stephen Darby? My mom's been listening to him a lot, and I haven't researched him yet. I never said I stopped listening to Stephen Darby. Never said that. Before Stephen Darby passed away, he came on the first channel here and there. He watched Geno Jennings. He liked Geno. You understand? I heard some people, like Stephen Darby and whatnot. Of course, there's some disagreements there with Stephen Darby. But, he was all right. He was okay. What's up to David B? Shout out to you. Fleming says, anyone who thinks you're asking for money really don't know your personality or character. Wonderful. They sure don't. You understand? Like I said, I've been on here one time broke. Hungry. You understand? Hungry. I'm talking about before. Hungry. Nothing in the refrigerator really to eat. Nothing. Nothing to drink, nothing to eat. Backed up on, bills and stuff like that. And still didn't beg for nothing. Beg for nothing at all. Went out, got to do some Lyft. You know what I mean? Got to pray on things. Listen, Lord, help me all this time. I didn't know Lyft was that easy. All this time, And, folks that, and, if you're a good driver and stuff like that and safe and keep your car clean, smelling good, man, the tips, man, woo. The tips was coming in. You understand? What a blessing. For sure. What a blessing that was. All right. What's up to Winter? Shout out to you. Appreciate that. Thank you for the compliment. At Winter. Rebel Eric says, how long did it take for you to stop using foul language? And have you accidentally cursed on your channel? Never cursed on my channel. Never. Never. I haven't cursed since 2000 and probably 11, maybe. You understand? Since 2011. You know? Never cursed. Never slipped up. You understand? Man, I was a bad cursor. Man, that's gone. You know, some of my old mixtapes is out there somewhere in Jersey City. Woo! Get a hold of that mixtape. That mixtape was called 187. Imagine that. I called the mixtape 187. My mouth was filthy. You know? So how long did it take? It didn't take too long. You know, I think I was going to my grandmother's church, and I can't remember the time frame, but it stopped quickly. That stopped quickly. Hatred, holding grudges, you know, forgiving people, start forgiving, you know, was getting there at the time. So it's not an overnight thing. Some things could be overnight, but you know, in this life, when you're striving for the Lord, it's a lifetime process. You know, even that's why when I talk to people on the outside that I know of, I tell them, listen, don't curse at me, or even customers. Don't curse at me. I don't care what you say. Don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't care about no job. Remember, it's still Uber and Lyft out there. You know? So I don't mind talking with people as far as like, you know, conversation, or if something, you know, happens as far as like a debate or argument. Stay over there and you don't use profanity. You know? Khadijah Reeves says, I feel if you're consistently downing people, you will run them away from God. They come to us for help, and you're downing them back to the streets they go. Henry Ross says, you know them try on clothing hauls, videos on YouTube, and some are, what is that, cornerary? Try on clothing? Well, I don't know nothing about trying clothes on as far as like YouTube and stuff like that, but I wouldn't put it past people have, you know, try on clothing videos. You know, I mean, that right there is contrary to the word. You know, because if you're a female or a male, you're showing your goods on camera. It may not be the whole birthday suit, but you semi showing it. You understand that? Women, you know, probably showing their bra, and then you know they you know, their panties and whatnot, changing their clothes. You know, nah, that go against, of course, you know, the Bible and whatnot. You understand, right? um, he says, can we talk about the British Empire? I don't know anything about it. What about it? Fleming says they don't mean what they say or say what they mean. Javier Santana, you says like the t-shirt. Appreciate that. Amazon. All right. 33 says my wife watches people chew ice. I mean, hey, you know, people like watching people chew ice or eat watermelons, cut watermelons up. You know, strawberries, dip them in chocolate and freeze them. Hey, you understand? So, you know, kids, I think one of my kids was watching some kid show, and they had like this big snow crab. I've never seen it before. And I found myself watching it, watching them eat a big snow crab. I mean, this snow crab was huge. I said, man, I want to try that. I searched it up. I look at the price, $400. What? Huh? Oh no. I mean, that snow crab was huge. You understand? And it looked like it could feed the whole family. You know what I mean? But I was amazed by that. I found myself watching the kids show, somebody eating a big snow crab leg. A big snow crab, excuse me. You know? What's up, the Liggins? Shout out to you. Says I love chewing ice myself, but I didn't know there was a channel that's dedicated to that. All right, there is only one God and one great white throne, judgment. So what is Smith talking about? I don't know. We're gonna see later for sure. What up to John Smith? Shout out to you. Eric says, I seen a lady writing people's name that's in the chat. That was her YouTube channel. Oh. Patrick T says, can a person enter heaven who died in their sins? Well, he's talking about a saved person. He's mainly talking about a person who's saved. You know? Meaning, if that person died and they were saved and they went to hell, he's trying to say that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Wayne, that person can't lose their salvation. You know? All right. Fleming said he said multiple things that day, and that's how we ended with the topic. For sure. He said, just put, can a believer lose their salvation to keep his... You ain't running away from this one. I want to put that too, because it's almost the same thing. It's almost the same thing. If a person is saved and they got salvation, as you're stating, and they die when they commit a sin, they in the activity of a sin, right? And they die, you stating that they won't go to hell. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? So, hey, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? I could put that in the thumbnail also, but I can't fit all of that in the YouTube title. But we'll see. All right, DJ Grant says, I used to do DoorDash. They will stop paying you if a customer say they didn't get the food and they did. Wow. He says, Brother Tony has never asked me for money. He just keeps it real and speaks on topics and points us to God. We have a good time also and meet others and share our thoughts, but he is a humble brother. Appreciate that at DJ Grant. What is that? Charissa Bland. I tell my adult children to do Lyft. What is that? Instead of asking me all the time, they needed to learn the hustle. Absolutely. Absolutely. When you're a parent, I noticed that, folks with no kids, they tend to be the ones who ask the most for money. Family members, so-called friends. I got 5. And folks will ask me for money. And they got no kids. What you doing with your money? You understand? 5 kids. 5. 5 mouths to feed. Including me. 6. You understand? And folks with no kids ask me for money. I had a cousin who got a settlement from Jersey City. Look him up. Sharon Cooper. Look him up. Sharon Cooper, Jersey City. Police officer, put a little whooping on him. I know him. Do I think he deserve it? Sharon Cooper. Cousin, look him up. Jersey police officer. Put a whooping on him. For running. I think he was selling drugs or something like that. Got a settlement 2 years ago. I think it was about $300,000. Of course, you got to pay your lawyer 1/3 or 2/3 of that. You know what I mean? Same one who was asking for money. Now when they get it, they nowhere to be found. Now when they spend it all, guess who they calling? You or your mother. You understand? That's how family members and friends be. When they get their money, stimulus, taxes, settlements, Hit the lottery. You know what I mean? Go play in the NBA, the NFL, and go broke. Where was you when you had the money? You know? Where was you at when you had the money? Now you're broke. Oh, that's how a lot of people do. You know what I mean? So it's good. I'm glad that, I started working when I think I started at the age of like 8 or 9, shoveling snow. You know what I mean? Appreciate that, Shelly Moss. Appreciate that. BM, he says, if God asks me, what is your last wish? My reply to God, I want to meet Tony. Man, get out of here, man. Get on out of here with that. You don't want to meet me. That's your last wish? You're going to hell for that. You're going right to hell. You know what I mean? Because my last is, I want to be with Christ. I want to meet Christ and enter heaven. Never mind a person. You meet me after our meeting, you probably gonna go straight to hell. Because you had an opportunity. You're gonna go straight to hell. Lord, that was his wish, not mine. My wish, if we could wish, if it's not contrary to the Bible, I want to be with Christ. You know what I mean? I want to be with Christ. I don't know what you're talking about, man. You talking about you want to meet me? Yeah. Oh man, you funny. That was a funny one. All right. He said that's blasphemy. He said that's blasphemy. What time is it? Fleming says Wayne Smith changed the topic altogether, but you should still do can you enter heaven with sin on another life? Well, it's the same thing. That could be a subtitle. That could be a subtitle for sure. Most definitely. Oh, no problem at V Coleman. Not a problem. Not a problem. It's all good. You're forgiven. What up to Tyrone? Shout out to you, Hobart, as well. What type of activities do women in the TOG typically engage in? I enjoy sports, ice, and roller skating, as well as going to the gun range. Is this unusual? No, it's not. No, people in the TOG play sports. Go ice and roller skating. They do it. They do that. Some do it as a group. The gun range, I think the gun range is mainly for like, those who go hunting and whatnot. Or target practice. If you're practicing and stuff like that, or if you're trying to learn gun safety, because you just never know. If you have the education on gun safety, if you're in the tussle with somebody with a gun that you're familiar with, you don't have to panic. You know what I mean? You don't have to panic. You know how to disarm the magazine. You understand? Like a Glock 17 or a Glock 19. Or the common feature on the Glocks and whatnot. A simple button on the left-hand side. You understand? It'll disable the magazine, of course. Of course, if the person cocked the gun, there's still one in the chamber. One beats 9 or 10 bullets. You understand? So, I think it's okay to learn the safety features on common guns and whatnot. You can pass on to your kids. Because you just never know in these days at all. A lot of people are unsafe with guns. A lot of people. Although I don't allow my kids to go to people's houses or anything, but kids are bringing guns to schools. I don't know how they're getting through, but they are. You know what I mean? But a lot of people in holiness, they go hunting. They use that for hunting purposes. You know, and of course, if you got like a special gun that you're taking out them deers and rabbits, of course you're gonna need a backup because you never know because of wildlife. You know, wildlife is out there, so you need a backup gun. You know? But as far as like the range, you know, a lot of people go to the range because they trigger happy. You know what I mean? Which shouldn't be the reason why they go to the range for at the end of the day. You know? not saying you, but you know, a lot of brothers and sisters, you know, they go hunting. You know what I mean? Mercy Card said they can look good but have low self-esteem and don't have confidence in themselves. Just change your mind and ways and keep seeking God. He will take care of his own. Okay. He says, can a person enter heaven who died in their sins? We'll see. What's up to V. Coleman? Shout out to you. What's up to Joyce? Shout out to you. What's up to Jordan? Shout out to you. Fleming says, I remember being on a live. They asked the subs to call in, and the wait time was ridiculous. Over 30 minutes, they were on hold. It wasn't a toll free. He says, madness. He says, can you imagine that bill? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. We said some YouTubers. Have you ever watched Roller Derby? No. No, I haven't. All right. We're coming to a conclusion with this live. You know, I definitely appreciate everybody for coming on here and whatnot. You know, we'll be on later with the conversation with Wayne Smith. You know, of course, it's going to be a good conversation and whatnot. Definitely appreciate, you know, y'all for coming on here, tuning into this video and whatnot. God bless to everybody out there. So if you got any last closing remarks, feel free to say it, you know, in the chat room and whatnot as we come to a conclusion. You know, we're starting it around 8:30 today, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let us know if you have any closing remarks. You too at Khadijah Reeves, David B. Appreciate that. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at DJ Grant. He says the real Rebel Eric will be here later. He said the real Rebel Eric. Oh, that's funny, man. That's hilarious. For sure. All right, that's it. So, all right. God bless everybody out there. I'm Tony Harvin. I'm signing off. May you all have a wonderful and blessed afternoon, evening. I'm out. Peace.